when we get hurt, and I think this is a different level of hurt, it's not some Antifa jabroni throwing a projectile or pushing or shoving or punching a Dion Buse type guy that assaulted you, Sheila, back in Edmonton a few years ago. But when you look at what happened to me in December in Toronto on a public sidewalk, hoping to ask Trudeau a question, and him sending presumably his henchman, his RCMP security detail out to give me the works, I think that was a prelude to how you would see, the state police dealing with undesirable journalists, not the mainstream media, because that's the state-funded media. So, in a way, it's kind of eerie, isn't it, that long before the convoy got here, we kind of got a whiff of how visceral the hatred is to Rebel News, simply for practicing journalism, simply for giving the other side of the story. Alexa's going to get through this okay. She's a fighter. She's a trooper. She's a very strong woman. But it's disturbing, far more disturbing than some leftist idiot hurting us, Sheila. But when it's the actual police officers who on their police cruisers, you see the words deeds speak and to serve and protect. Or if you're with the Waterloo Police Service, people helping people. Gee, how do you like that? Shoot me again, will you? People helping people. And I can tell you, just some quick updates in the scene here. Lincoln and Alexa and I went to a trucker sanctuary place about a half hour out of Ottawa. So here is a sanctuary offering mechanical repairs, offering truckers food and drink, change of clothing, whatever they need. And it's private property, several acres. And just before we got there, the owner of this private property already had the OPP show up and basically harass them, saying, "What is this? What are you doing?" This officer did not have a warrant, so she was told to vamoose. But think about it, ladies. You've already had all the big rigs and, exit the Ottawa downtown area. They're out of the city of Ottawa. They can't get back in because of the approximately 100 checkpoint Charlies and the concrete blockades. So they're outside of Ottawa. So what is the unspoken agenda here of law enforcement? No. It's not good enough that you left the city. We want you to leave the province. Oh, and when you leave the province, we actually want you to leave the country. This is absolutely perverse. And, Sheila and Katherine, I can tell you this from last night, even though Ottawa is a virtual ghost town, even though most of these office buildings you see and restaurants are closed, the checkpoint Charlies, of which there are about 100, are ramping up the screening, which is to say, even for members of the media who are clearly not part of the demonstration, it used to be good enough until last night just to show your hotel confirmation. Now they phone the hotel and confirm that you're there. And if you have to stay, for 25 minutes in this ice box while a hotel recording says, "Your call is very important to us," well, too bad. The police here are being paid by the hour, and my God, are they making wonderful overtime.
Sorry, David, do you think that they're doing that just to you? Or do you think they're doing that to the CBC? Do you think they're making, do you think they're calling the CBC's hotel?
Excellent question, Sheila. I asked that question of the Stasi officer that pulled us over last night, and he said, "No, it doesn't matter what organization you're with." I'm taking that comment with a shovel full of salt, ladies. I would love to be somewhere where a CBC van with their logos on it comes to one of these checkpoints. I have a feeling they would be way through, because this is state-funded police allowing and abetting the state-funded media. They're all part of one cozy little club. So until I have evidence, I guess I have to take that officer's statement as the truth. But if we do see a media organization coming up to one of these police checkpoints. I'll see what happens. And by the way, I have to tell you, there's absolutely no physical way we can get to Wellington Street because of the police officers, because of the steel fencing. And yet you do see CBC reporters on Wellington Street. Evidently, what we've been told, you've got to get a permit. So I'm having an Avi Yamini moment here. Like when I first saw Avi's videos of being pulled over by roadblocks and saying, can you please show us your permit to practice journalism? A little bit of authoritarian Australia has come across the pond, and it's right here in Ottawa. And to tell you the truth, I don't know if I'm in Ottawa of 2022 or East Berlin of 1946. It is such an oppressive place to be. Whatever the timeline is for you to get to a destination, if it was 7 or 8 minutes, it's now well over half an hour. You go through endless checkpoints, and and you got to wonder, ladies, why? The demonstrators are gone. The convoys are gone. I mean, why do we even need the Emergencies Act anymore? This is a fix to a problem that doesn't exist.
Well, the problem is that people donated to Justin Trudeau's political enemies, and that's what's going on here. So it's really about creating an emergency to justify getting that enemies list.
Yes. And my goodness, if it turns out that it is indeed accurate that that lady in Kamloops, BC, a single mother working a minimum wage job who gave a $50 donation, which was perfectly legal at the time, has had her bank account frozen. What the hell is that? I mean, Sheila, Katherine, did you ever imagine Canada would be in this state? And I got to tell you something, too. Like I said, this was a legal thing to do at the time. Now it's not legal under the Emergencies Act. To me, this is like the proverbial changing the rules of the ball game in the bottom of the 9th inning, saying, oh, no, now it's 5 strikes and you're out. I'm sorry, it doesn't work this way. I'm sure this will be challenged in the courts in the months and years ahead. But then again, as you know, ladies, the process is the penalty, isn't it? The timeline, the legal fees that must be spent. And again, I think you're right, Sheila. Independent media, a single mother giving a $50 donation. We are now being deemed as enemies of the state. Am I still living in a Commonwealth country in the 21st century?
Well, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, because there is no reason, as you say, for the state of emergency or the Emergencies Act being invoked, because one of the bars to invoke it is, a Pearl Harbor level event, a 9/11 level event happening in Canada. But not just that happening, but so that it exceeds the province's abilities to act to bring order back. But we are seeing people being arrested for mischief and inciting others to commit mischief. And mischief is basically a catch-all of people being annoying in public. And the cops don't know what to do with you because you're being annoying in public, so we'll charge you with mischief. Or counseling other people to commit mischief. And for this, people like Tamara Litch, an organizer, a Métis woman from Alberta who is an organizer of the convoy, she was denied bail this morning as though she's an ISIS bride. But she's only charged with mischief level offenses. She's being treated like a terrorist. And before we came on air, I did some poking around because I was a little bit curious. And I'm sorry, Katherine, I'm doing all the talking and you're not.
No, you're great.
I did some poking around. Do you know who did get bail related to convoy arrests? The guy in Winnipeg, the Antifa guy in Winnipeg who drove his crappy Jeep into 4 protesters, sending one of them to the hospital. He got out on bail. But Tamara Litch, for mischief or counseling to commit mischief, telling other people to be annoying in public, she sits denied bail behind bars in Ottawa.
Oh, hey guys, thanks for watching. That's a clip from our Rebel News daily live stream where we talk about the news of the day in an unscripted and interactive way. It's co-hosted at noon Eastern or 10 Mountain Standard Time by me on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, we've got rotating co-hosting happening from some of our other on-air talent. So good news, there's something for everybody. We broadcast on YouTube. But if you want the full uncensored version, you're going to have to find us on Rumble, Super U, and Odyssey. And be sure to sign up for our rebelnews.com emails so that you never miss us when we go live.